Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Jurassic RimWorld Let's Play. So, it's been a little while, but we're going to jump right back into the swing of things. It's actually the exact same point in game now as where we left off at the end of last episode. So, I'm going to put together an away team for us to send out on this bandit camp quest, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't know what exactly happened. We're having some mod issues. Something may have been updated. One of the mods in question is more vanilla turrets, which apparently is missing. It may have been taken off the workshop. But other problems seem to have arisen as well. For example, when I go into form our caravan, none of our dinosaurs are available. So we can't actually ride anything other than boars. And now the problem could be that we just have too many boars and we're flooding this list. I fully admit that that could be a problem that is happening, but we're getting this weird thing here where there's like an animal there that's not showing up, but it doesn't appear to be an issue with the dinosaur mod, because if I go to my animal tab here, these dinosaurs are still, very much part of the game. So it's not like that mod disappeared and the dinosaurs went with it. They're still here. They're still moving around, they're still grazing. So I don't know why it's not allowing me to use them as part of the caravan, because obviously it was very recently. Anyway, I don't think that that will necessarily be a huge issue, because we're looking at about a half-day trip anyway. The dinosaurs would have made that even faster, but it's really not that big a deal. So let's go ahead and put together this caravan, and then we'll let some time pass, and hopefully we'll be able to resolve this little adventure today. They could ride Ares, but he's the only one, so I don't really see a point in... Well, I guess they could ride Red too, but I've forbade that. Anyway. Oh, actually, no, they can't. No, they can't. That's not me forbidding it. That is the game forbidding it. But yeah, I don't see a point in sending a single mountable animal. So we're going to go with Tails and Riker. We'll send Lester. We will send Gomez. We will send Bruce. And Allison. And Boss. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green check marks. I think that'll be enough. We're dealing with 12 enemies, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll give them... let's say 55 packaged survival meals, just to round this out to a nice even 500. That'll give them food for over a week, so they should be more than happy with that. And, ooh, medicine is a little bit low. Let's give them 14 of the regular medicine. They'll probably come back with most, if not all of that, but we'll do it anyways. And it looks like it's only going to take them a third of a day, even on foot, so that's great. Let's go ahead and lock that in. And so they are off. Some of these guys will need to wake up still, or it looks like they did just wake up. They're obviously going to go grab what they need and then head off on their journey, and we'll probably pick back up with them soon. In the meantime, our administration building is still coming along quite nicely, but there is about a fourth of it that still remains unbuilt. So we need to get that filled in as far as the walls are concerned, and put some roofs on it once that is finished. And then, of course, furnish the place. We have some semblance of a bathroom being put together here. We're waiting on the partitions, as well as the plumbing. And they did put the wood floors in, but of course we're going to switch over to our checkered floors, so that's going to take a bit still. It says that we don't have plumbing, but we should potentially... Hold on, we have to go through it this way. So steel plumbing, if you don't mind. And... okay. So we're just missing that little stretch there. I'd forgotten we came around through the prison, because that was, of course the closest route. Eventually we'll try to make it symmetrical, or at least have multiple redundant pathways, so that if anything does, of course, go wrong, we'll have backups. But right now we do not have... we could do it now. I'd just rather they focus on building this, so we'll probably wait. But yeah, just that little stretch right there, and we have the steel. Let's get these open. I don't know when it switched to this menu. I kind of like it just because it's a little bit cleaner, but it is a bit hard for me to select that without moving or panning the screen. I'm not going to worry about it. We have enough steel. Just trust me on that. I think it's under here. Yeah, we have 5,000 steel. We need probably 6. Actually, we need 5. So, we'll hopefully get somebody to finish that. Virgil, what are you actually working on? You're going to pick up a meal, and as soon as he's done picking up his lunch for the day, I'm probably going to ask him to go work on this. Why is it taking you so long? Oh, you're eating. Okay, sorry. He's going to go grab one. Yeah, I need you, Virgil, to come work on that. Another thing we can do as well, I'm not sure if materials are slowing this down or labor, so I'm just going to assume it's materials because that's generally the problem. Therefore, I'll give them a little bit more to work on over here. We're going to remove the tilled soil from these areas because eventually this will all be paved over. Not from there because we want this Neutroa leaf to finish growing so that we can harvest it. Then we'll tear it out. But this can all start getting converted to a patio, so may as well start on that now. In fact, we could probably start laying out the stuff around it. So this was all random paving marble, okay. And that is in the More Floors tab, so there's our random paving. We want marble. And Josh's resistance has just been broken, so we can actually recruit Grok. Apparently having a hard time speaking today. We can recruit Josh now. And hopefully we will do that soon. Let's see, we'll bring that down to there. We can bring this over. I'm going to let them remove those before I queue up anything over the top of it. Otherwise it'll just slow the whole thing down. How much space do we need for hedges, I guess is the next question. Probably going to be running the hedges... Oh, right here. Okay. So, if those are the hedges, then we'll be running slabs along here about. Something like that anyway. We'll need to figure out where we want to have the various entry points to the patio. So we don't need to necessarily do that yet. But they'll be, around here somewheres. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we could just center it right on this. And then duplicate it over maybe right here. And right here. And then the rest will be lined with this, and that will kind of loop in like so. Oh, nope, I screwed that up. Where should that be? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it should be here. And probably there, and then here. Okay, so something like that. And then these, nope, sorry, screwed it up again. These will be paved with those tiles as well. And then we'll fill in the planters here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll get paved. That can connect there. And that does appear to line up, so I think I have that correct. And that'll run like this. We'll leave an opening because the hedges will run along that too. But for now, that is perfectly adequate. I guess we can actually have them lay in tilled soil in these locations because we do know that we will want it there. So why not? Oh, apparently my click didn't register there. Okay. And it looks like some of that tilled soil over here can actually stay, but of course that's not really important right now. Right, so up here, it looks like synthetic paint is not the problem, and it rarely is, because as far as we know, we're producing, more chem fuel than we can realistically use. And so there's no shortage of that to turn into paint. However, for whatever reason, concrete is always in short supply. So we'll need to figure out a way to get that moving a little bit more quickly, because that seems to be our limiting factor, is getting that concrete produced quickly enough to fill in all these walls. We still have the issue of filth as well. It is quite disgusting around this base, so we need people cleaning it. I'm not really sure who can be spared from their current jobs to do that. Tone is currently hauling, and that is fine. Eduard is building artificial hedges. Tetsuo is doing a little bit of art, making those square, ornate plant pot. God, why am I having such a hard time talking? He is making those ornate square plant pots for us as decorations for the bedrooms. And Lau is currently hauling stuff for whatever reason. Looks like packaged survival meals. And speaking of those, how is our team doing here? Oh, they've almost arrived. Okay. So yeah, even without their mounts, they're getting there quite quickly. Looks like Whale's off to produce some concrete for us. Fantastic. If only that was getting done more quickly. It looks like the issue might be that she has to travel too far for those granite blocks. So we might be able to expedite the whole process by getting some... Oh, Schultz and Bill are getting married. Okay. Getting some concrete... Excuse me, not concrete. Some slabs over here. And it looks like that should already be done. Nobody's just actually doing the hauling, so that's the problem. We don't have enough haulers, or cleaners for that matter. And I'm trying to think of a way that we could remedy that. One thought I had was eventually I'd like to put a perimeter fence around this place, and once we do that, even though that will be a massive undertaking, if we can enclose the base, even with just very basic doors that can be destroyed fairly easily, we could in theory let the prisoners wander outside of the prison and function as, you know, janitors as well. And so that would be potentially useful. Oh, new recruit. Josh just joined us. So Josh is running to attend the marriage ceremony. We're going to clear his previous inventory there. And Josh is really a fighter above all else. So he is somebody that we are probably going to outfit like a soldier and put to work. Trying to think. We can either have him join the away team, the strike team, whatever we want to call it, or we could kit him out like a security guard and make him clean. That would be quite useful. And in fact, I think that's maybe what we'll do. Because as far as the away team goes, we seem to be able to outshoot just about anything that we run into. Even with just the 6 or 7 that we have, their firepower is pretty considerable. And even if it's not enough, we can usually be a little bit more tactical in our approach because we are the aggressor. And you know, pick our encounters wisely. We can also get the drop on people with sniper rifles or even some of the bombardment devices we have. So numbers tend to not matter as much. Now in base defenses, it matters a little bit more. Okay, so here are the people that we are trying to clear out of this bandit camp. Where did we spawn? Ah, okay, so in the northeast. There looks to be a decent amount of cover over here, so we're going to want to take advantage of that, of course. I think what we'll do, Bruce has the machine gun, which has the worst range of the bunch. So if we could put him on that corner, he should be in range of the majority of them. And we'll just need to make sure that he has plenty of support. Meanwhile, let's send Riker and Gomez out to here because they have marksman rifles, and that will allow them to put some ranged fire on our enemies. Actually, you know what, Riker? Why don't you set up on this one? Gomez, you're getting behind the cactus there, and we can put somebody with you guys. I'm gonna say probably Tails because she's not very heavily armored. So we'll put her there just to keep her a little bit more safe. Allison is kind of in the same situation, so we'll want to keep her not back, but definitely not front and center. How are we gonna go about that? I might have to keep him further back. Yeah, you know what? Let's stay on this side instead. I'm gonna ask Bruce to set up there. Tails, you're going here. Allison, you're gonna go with Bruce in that case, and we'll try to get Boss and Lester over here. I believe that was everybody. It seems like it. I don't know why they're... Okay, they're just taking kind of a weird angle. We'll see if the enemy decides to open fire before we get into position. I'm hoping not, because that would give us a major advantage. But we'll see. We are, running right into their view. And, okay, there we go. It's kicked off. Everybody's set up. I don't think friendly fire will be an issue. We were spread out enough where, nobody's shooting over anybody else. Though you guys are taking some questionable shots there. Allison and Bruce, unfortunately, are getting the brunt of it. And you guys are going to have to retreat because that guy there has a club. So please pull back. Thank you, Tails, for engaging there. Can I get you guys to maybe adjust your fire as well? Because he's a little bit more of a threat than those guys back there. Okay, I think we've slowed him down enough. Quest complete. The enemy is fleeing. You two can pull back up to here. We'll continue firing until we've got all of them down and incapacitated. I think Saab there is going to get away, as well as Lev and Christina. I'd be very surprised if we could, catch them, but maybe Yoko? Okay, we did get Yoko. Right, so I think that's an all clear. There was a meteorite, but I think it was back here. Where did it hit? Was it this? I think a granite meteorite just hit a granite mountain because I honestly can't tell the difference of where it started and ended. You two. We'll need to get you treated. Let's also get all of this food available for consumption so that we don't burn through our own food supplies. And we'll want to take all of their weaponry too, obviously, because it is, worth money beyond also being potentially usable. So we want to make sure that we do, in fact, grab that stuff. I'm not seeing a whole lot of body armor on them, so I probably won't, bother scouring them for it. And let's go ahead and claim that. I will ask maybe Boss to go ahead and check that out. One of them is down but not dead. Amelia here. We can see if she's maybe worth saving. Let's see. So she's incapable of intellectual, cooking, and firefighting. She can do unskilled labor, though, so that's great. She's a psychopath and a night owl. But she is quite a good builder and a decent doctor, interestingly enough. And she does have passion for social, even if she's not particularly good at it. I think she's somebody worth trying to save. She is bleeding quite badly. But if we can put a stop to that, I think we will be able to save her. Nothing is so badly damaged that it won't recover. So all in all, I think we're looking pretty good. Boss, you're running over there. Riker, I think you're the closest thing to a doctor that is present. I mean, actually, you're a pretty damn good doctor by all accounts. So yeah, let's get her rescued. You guys, why don't you come over here too? And we will set up some sleeping spots for them. We'll make those medical beds. And I would prefer to, let our guys rest here. But I'm actually going to make them prisoner beds. So Riker, go ahead and capture Amelia. Allison, let's undraft you and rest. Bruce, undraft you and you're going to rest automatically. Everybody else will undraft, kind of let them go about their business. This will need to be deconstructed. I don't think any of this is worth touching. I'm not seeing anything worth mining either. So unless we want to tame elephants, I don't know that there's a lot of work for us to be doing here. Let's see, wildlife. Elephants, cougars, ibex. Yeah, not a whole lot going on there. Okay, not a big deal. Boss, you can go do whatever as well. I'm guessing neither of them is critical, but we will see. Okay, so Riker, do you have the medicine? That's another issue. We got to figure out who's carrying it. Boss, just incendiary grenades. She's got all the packaged survival meals, but we'll hold on to those so that they don't get wasted. Allison, Bruce. Okay, Bruce has all the medicine. I'm going to use it just because it will make this whole thing go a little bit more painlessly. And I don't just mean for the pawns, I mean for us as well. So, we'll tend to Amelia first. Okay, she got shot in the torso and then grazed in the spine. Bruce, nothing too bad. Alright, so in the meantime, Tails has gotten to work on Bruce. And, are you actually using medicine on him? I'm assuming not. So, I will make sure that medicine is used here because, of course, that's all we have. Amelia is completely tended to, so she will be just fine. We unfortunately missed the wedding, but I'm sure everybody had a great time. Right. So, once Bruce is finished, we will move over to Allison. Tails, okay, you're gonna feed yourself. That's kind of messed up. Let's get Riker to do it then. I'm not sure if they suffered these permanent injuries from this gunfight. I'm guessing she had lost this thumb previously because it doesn't appear that she's been shot in the hand or anywhere else other than the torso. So, yeah, that must have been pre-existing. Also, it would have probably been bleeding still, had that been the case. As far as Bruce goes, I don't know about the kidney, but we can definitely fix those. Neither of those is necessarily permanent given our current medical capabilities. We can grow him a new kidney, and we can, of course, give her a new thumb. So, yeah, neither of those is a real issue. I'm not sure when our prisoner here is going to be able to move. I might just say screw it and ask them to go ahead and, you know, head back. But we will see. Yeah, I guess I will just say screw it. Let's head back. You know what? No, before we do that, I am going to ask them to harvest those. Just so we can take a little bit of herbal medicine back with us. Because why not? So I'm going to have Tails just prioritize this right now. Doesn't look like she's getting a whole lot in return. They're probably not far enough along. Wow, she passed out instantly. But, you know, anything is better than nothing. Okay, so we got 4. That's not too bad. Let's put together our group here. We'll send them back with all of the meals, because why would we not do that? Components, medicine, of course. Steel, is it worth it? It's going to slow us down significantly. I'll hold off on that for now. We'll take all the firearms first, and if we still have the ability to grab that without, you know, really moving slow, then I will consider it. 59%. I'll probably pass on that. None of this is really worth taking. Okay. So, steel, 75. That's not too bad. I'll grab it. 1.6 days, so considerably slower in the opposite direction because, of course, they have to, you know, drag an injured prisoner with them. But we have, again, nearly a week's worth of food, so it's not really an issue. Okay, so we'll lock that in and off they go. Now back at base, what do we have going on? Did we get any new walls put in while we were away? Doesn't look like it. Though they are starting to get all of the synthetic paint material laid into these blueprints, so at least they'll be, you know, somewhat ready. And we should have had some concrete being made. There is a bit here, and there's going to be a bit more once Amanda finishes that batch. So we're up to 30. That means we can do 5 walls. They'll probably get done on the following day. Did this this plumbing ever get touched? I'm willing to bet that it did because we would likely still see the blueprint otherwise. So, that's finished. Why are we not getting water there? Or is it an issue of a backed up septic tank? I'm guessing it's the latter. Z, can you empty that? Yeah, 104%, so that was the issue. Okay, perfect. And so this is now a completely functioning bathroom, though there is some exposed earth on the floor. I'm not sure what's holding us up on the construction of those floors, but it's really not all that important. Maybe they were, too focused on this, which is entirely possible. Okay, so we got Josh a little bit of a haircut and a beard trim. Still gotta decide how we want to equip him, but at the very least we need to get him a firearm. So when he's done with his bath, I'm gonna ask him to grab, I thought we had a spare M16 in here. Yeah, right there. So we can go ahead and have him equip that as his primary. Everything else will need to produce brand new. I don't really have much lying around. Especially if we're going to make him part of the security team and not the away team. So, you know what? I'm going to equip him as a member of the away team. So rather than take the M16, let's give him... Got that SKS. What else do we have that would be interesting? There's the Goal Magnum there. I mean, he is a damn good shot. I'd almost rather have something a little bit more rapid fire, though. The G3 SG1 is, I think, going to shoot a little bit more quickly. Let's see. Cooldown is 1.8. Range is 45. Versus something like this, which is probably bolt action in real life. Cooldown is more than double, or sorry, pretty much exactly double. The range is 2 better. So he'll get more shots off with this. I think we'll have him equip that for now. And while he's in here, he can throw on this vest, which is not in perfect shape, but it's good enough. We'll have to get him a uniform and some form of headgear. I also don't know what clothes he's wearing, so we'll need to get him some camouflage. But he can clean whether he's part of the security team or the away team. It's just, if he's part of the away team, he might not always be here to clean. Actually, I think he's wearing the same camouflage, yeah, that our away team is wearing, so that was quite convenient. We just need to figure out what we want him to wear on his head. But I'll let him go do what he's about to do now. In the meantime, I will set this up. And let's see, hunting is something I don't necessarily mind him doing. Cooking, I probably don't need him to do at all. Construction, I'll put it a 4. Growing, probably a 4 as well. We'll leave hunting at 3. Plant cutting, I'll put it 4. Smithing, no. Don't need any of that. Let's have cleaning at 2. Hauling at 3. Hunting at 3. And then construction and growing and plant cutting at 4. So hopefully he'll clean above all else, because we desperately need it. And then of course hauling is important too, but right now let's prioritize cleaning. And when the place is a little bit less filthy, then we can maybe balance them out. That should not have food in it. This is a lab. This is not where we store meals. Not where we store our lunches. But whatever. I'm not going to worry about it right now. We don't have any samples to put in there anyways. Oh no. Well, they do have a bit of medicine with them. So they will be treated accordingly, and they should arrive with plenty of time for us to give them better treatment. But what would look good on him as far as a hat goes? I don't know. Let's see what our options are. So if we pop on over to here. Hats. We could give him one of these. I guess let's see how it looks. Alpaca wool or cloth? I'm going to say cloth just because it's so prevalent. And we'll ask that somebody 6 crafting skill or better does that. Wait, I wanted to see what else there was. But I want to at least see what those look like in-game on somebody, because this is not a great way to determine the appearance of something. Those are probably a bit much. We could get him a helmet. But I'm trying to keep everybody slightly visually distinct, just so they're easier to tell apart. We could give him like a real heavy Russian helmet. Maybe even a field cap? I don't know, he's not exactly clean cut, and this to me screams like, you know, clean cut soldier. We need something that looks a little bit more spec ops and a little bit less GI. Even just like a regular beanie. It would make him look a little bit like Elijah, but that's not that big of an issue because Elijah is a very different looking otherwise. So a little bit of overlap in headgear is not a huge problem. There's also, you know, all sorts of baseball caps. Wow, that was like instant. Where are you taking that? Let's have her drop it out in the open. He can come put it on. Okay. Yeah, do whatever you're gonna do. You stop playing video games and come try this. Edouard's got some inspired creativity. I'm not really worried about it. He's building floor tiles for us, so really not something he needs to be particularly creative with. In fact, I'd prefer he not get creative with it. What else can we do here? These can get pushed out a bit further. And I guess eventually we could do the entire walkway. I mean, it will get done eventually. I don't know that we're ready to do it quite yet. Suppose we'll see. Okay, so Josh, let's see that hat on you. Hold still. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that one. So let's just drop it. And could you haul that back to the old warehouse for me? Okay. These should really not be housing meals. Why are they housing meals? Food not allowed. In fact, nothing's allowed. Oh, only that one. Okay. Let's just turn these off for right now. If there's nothing in them, there's no point in having them running. Okay, so he put it back. And hopefully that finds its way back there too. Oh no! They did make it out of alpaca wool. That's unfortunate. Because I didn't want that wasted. Pretty sure I said cloth only, but you know, what are you going to do? Okay, and Whale is following him over there. Oh, why are they putting it here? That should not be storing headgear. Yeah, no apparel at all. No weapons either. I meant that for that to be like our safe or our vault where all of the silver is stored. Oh, he's just going to plop down there. Okay, fair enough. Whale, drop that. Go about your business. I need you to force wear that. And then, you know what, Whale? What you can do for me, haul that to the warehouse. Okay. How's this look? I mind that less. I'll leave that for now, but I'm going to keep my eyes open for something else he can wear. And hopefully when he's done in the restroom, we can get back to cleaning, because this place is disgusting. It looks like the walls are getting finished, though. So that's great. I guess he's just going to sleep in the bathroom. Whatever. We just had a legendary work finished. A steel large chandelier. And in our administration building, no less. So the title is Meadow. A simple chandelier with a glass bowl underneath can be hung from the ceiling over most objects. meadow. This furniture bears an image of a gargantuan monolith lying in a cracked crater. 4 figures approach from a nearby creek. There is a lentil far from the main subject. The work suggests the concept of struggle. This portrayal refers to a meteorite falling near Billa's village on the 14th of December, 5504. Okay, well, I don't know what to make of that, but it is going to give us 240 beauty in this room. It's a shame we can't do the bigger chandeliers in the main area because it'd probably give us a little bit more benefit there. But we'll see. We'll try to keep people occupying this place so that is, of course, benefiting us in some way. Otherwise, we can move it to... what, here? Yeah, these are both normal quality, so we were really concerned we could put that in here and that would boost this quite a bit. But not something that needs to be done necessarily right away. How far are you guys? 1.1 day, so it might be a little while still. Since I am so pressed for time, and I believe we have more or less what we need for a full episode at this stage, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. I should mention this. I mentioned it in the RimWorld Rome playthrough, but I'll probably just throw it out here in every episode so people know. I did get a new job, and I am working, technically 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. However, my commute is sometimes up to 90 minutes. So it turns my 9-hour day into like a 12-hour day, which means I only have about 4 hours after I get home to do anything, and often that means showering, get ready for the next day. So it hasn't left me with a ton of time to record. So whenever I get home a little bit early is when I'm doing it, but that is why the videos have been so sparse lately, and probably why they'll continue to be sparse. But I'm not giving up on YouTube by any means. I'm not going to abandon the channel or any of the series that we've got going on right now, though they will be posted far less frequently than they were in the past. So with that, excuse me, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.